Awesome.
Yay.
So, Trish,
Yes.
you've decided to come back to the Business Ascension Symposium and Awards for the second year running as our headline sponsor.
Mm.
And I just want to
Mhm.
take a moment just to say thank you because sponsorship doesn't always work out the way people want it to, but other times it absolutely flourishes. And I know from my own experiences, going into sponsorship has had wins and it's had falls. So, but the fact that you've come back for the second year running is just so amazing for us because you're flying in from the States,
Mhm.
you're sharing your passion with us. And I just wanted to touch base on that for a moment. What has made you come back for the second year?
This was such a turning point, and I feel not just for myself, but for so many others. And I think oftentimes in business, we might have networking opportunities, we might have these little groups where we're connecting. However, the inaugural Business Ascension experience, I think truly opened the door for so many. And I saw such uh, such success, such a shift for so many people. And how do you not invest in others, especially when you know something works? Like the first year was like, okay, I believe in you. I know what you're capable of, and totally just believed in everything. And it was such an interesting experience because other people could feel it. It wasn't just me feeling it, it was the support of my family. Like this is something it's incredible. And I also feel like so many others that we didn't even know were already experiencing the connection. And that's what we talk about when you're manifesting and you're putting in that space and you're opening your heart to receiving, you're opening for the right clients and the people that are ready and aligned. And that's what you provided. And to me, seeing the outcome, hearing the stories, seeing these beautiful faces, and everything that just I feel shifted because of what you created made it a no-brainer. It's like, how do you, why wouldn't you? Yeah, it was remarkable. And I know this year, because I know you ran out of space, like there were still more people that wanted to attend and were excited and then couldn't wait for the next event. And so I feel like that's exactly, you've put in more time and energy into making sure that you had the space to accommodate everybody. I feel like you're seeing and I think everybody else honestly that attended felt it too and experienced it as well.
Yeah, it was an incredible event last year. And
Yeah. Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
watching how everyone interacted with you was amazing because a lot of the people didn't really know you very well. They'd seen us sharing about you, they'd seen the interviews that we'd done, but they didn't really know who you were. So for them to have come into that space and interacted with you in the way they did with the workshop, which was absolutely phenomenal. The feedback from your workshop was just awesome. Everybody loved it. And
Mm.
watching all of that take place, because I kind of took a step back and just watched it all unfold. And it was just wonderful, really, really, really wonderful. So I know this year you're bringing something else to us for July's event. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so you're going to be flying in a couple of days beforehand
Hmm.
and staying with us at the hotel and participating. You're bringing the magic. Uh,
Yeah.
so Trish, for those that are listening in and those that might be watching, could you tell us a little bit more about you, what you do,
Sure.
the magic that
Yeah.
you create in the world, what's brought you down the spiritual path, and because there's so much that you've got that needs to be shared. It absolutely needs to be shared. So
Well, thank you. I think first of all, everybody you don't attract negative people, you know what I mean? So everybody was so lovely and so open and there were several people that I met that are so dear to my heart and the right people, the right timing. Everyone was so beautiful, beautiful inside and out. And I think that says a lot for you and for what that environment that you were creating. I am very much an energetic connector. I am a manifester. I had the great fortune of growing up around all of this stuff. So, working with crystals, talking with angels, working with power animals. And I thought everybody did that. I thought this is the norm. Why would you not trust your intuition? So, acting on that for a lifetime, I think always brings me to what other people may not understand, but they know there's something to it. And so alignment then helps create this, beautiful synergy where then they're able to realize their dreams faster and easier. And they're like, what is going on here? How are you just like my little, fairy godmother or my magical genie, So I feel like I've been really blessed with those gifts, that magic, and being able to sprinkle fairy dust on everybody so that they're able to have more fun. Life, I understand there is a belief that life can be hard. And I can tell you, being a single mom of 6 kids for 15 years, when I was going through all that, I probably I know I had those moments where I would be agreeing. However, I had kids that were reminding me to have fun, to trust my intuition because I had to. Why I didn't need it to be more difficult. I needed it to be fun. And applying all of the things that I grew up with, applying the magic, then I saw it on a regular basis, and so did my kids. So now I see on a regular basis how they're succeeding using the same tools that they grew up with, like I did. And I love passing that along to my clients, my friends, and anybody that is willing to listen. Because it doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to sign up for the difficult path. In fact, you signed up to have fun in this school of Earth. So that's what I feel like. I'm now drumming or pounding on my drum a little bit louder, and I feel like that's really such a huge motivation, especially like when you and I get a chance to chat or getting to come over and anytime getting to share. And I feel like, the more visible we become, the more fun we get to have, the more ease that we really do see that we are a beautiful being. We are deserving. And wow, the magic is spectacular and it's contagious. The more you succeed, the more you're an inspiration to your family and friends and coworkers, and the more lives you're changing. So it's a wonderful space, and you provide a wonderful space. So
Thank
thank you.
Thank you. So, Trish, you've been in the spiritual entrepreneur world now for how many years?
Well, I really have been since, gosh, I know I've been like undercover for 25 years, and more recently for the past um, 15 years, becoming more and more of allowing my name to be associated with intuition and with the spiritual stuff. When I was doing like a regular job, I was teaching about the four personalities. I was a voiceover talent, and I was doing readings at a shop or at my house or whatever. And I honestly was really successful in those other lines of work. However, I made more money doing my readings, even though I had it super, super discounted. And I thought, God's trying to say something here. Hello, brick wall. But but it just goes to show when you're in your zone of genius, when you're having fun, it's amazing how people align. And then I ended up manifesting this wonderful Prince Charming. We actually manifested a farm. So I have this beautiful castle, truly. And we have fairies on the property, which a lot of people in the United States, think I'm crazy because I talk about fairies, but that's how my fairy dust course came about, which then led me to receiving the very first Rising Star of Soul and Spirit magazine when and it was UK's #1 spiritual magazine. So it was a very interesting connecting of the dots when you trust your intuition, you listen to the divine guidance, you don't know why you're doing the things you do, but then the outcome is such a celebration.
I totally hear you. This year, I just wanted to have a bit of fun. So I created the 40 Shades of Sales series, which has actually transformed my work.
Yeah.
I did it for fun. And what it did, and that piece of fun brought
Yeah.
out the knowledge that I knew I had, but didn't know I had at all, actually. And it actually made me look at it and go, oh crap. So
Yeah.
I'm actually missing like my own zone of genius because I
Yeah.
couldn't see beyond what I was working with. And now that when you see it, you can't unsee it, but when you're in it, it's hard to see it. So sometimes
Yeah.
you've just got to allow yourself to be creative, allow yourself to have fun. And I know people look at me and they go, what the fuck is she doing now? What is she up to now? You
Yeah.
know, but every piece of the jigsaw puzzle is finally starting to land in different ways because I'm just allowing myself to trust in where I'm going and what I'm creating. I never really saw myself as an innovator, but wow, it's just happening, isn't it? I mean, you've had those moments yourself and you've created how many card decks have you created?
I have the two card decks. I have two books. I have three courses. I've created my second membership. And it's the get the information out. And when people are ready to tap into it, it's like opening up their world a little bit more to the magic, to feeling like they're giving themselves permission. And I think sometimes we have all of these old stories that we've heard or been privy to, and it just kind of gets stuck. And even though, it's not really our story, but we've heard it, it's still really important that we release it and like, oh, that's not for me. So when my baby was like 7 years old, she and her oldest sister were going to pick up my sons from a play practice. And I was recording an audiobook at the time. So Katie had Olivia, and Olivia walks by this little boy who was adorable, 9 year old. And she said to Katie, oh my God, he's beautiful. He is so beautiful, but not for me. He's just not for me. And sometimes I think we need that reminder that that shiny thing, that new idea, that thing that just doesn't quite feel aligned, but it could, there's something there. But then you take a breath and it's like, is that for me or is that not for me? And that's why accessing some of the tools, like when we talk about working with crystals or we talk about just, nurturing ourselves or working with the full moon, that really does help us identify, oh, wait, this is for me. He is for me. Hang on, get back here. Or just saying, yeah, that really isn't for me. I know it's this or something better and I already feel the something better. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing what the intuition and
Yeah.
wisdom that we get to access when we choose to listen to it. I have been phenomenally renowned for ignoring it in the past. And,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
definitely paid the consequences for that move. But,
Yes. Yeah.
I think sometimes we can disregard our intuition because
Mhm.
we want to believe in something else. And it's it's quite a different space to get into once you've chosen to say, no, I am going to listen to that, even if it feels hard, even if it feels like
Yeah.
it could potentially hurt someone else to walk away or say no or do whatever. You've got to just maintain that integrity at all times, haven't
Yeah.
you? Because it's just not worth the pain otherwise, is it? Um,
Yeah.
Trish, you've got a lot going on, my love, with what you're doing and everything that's going on. So we were recently talking about your speciality in what you do, and one of the things that you do really well with your clients is you help them get seen, but not in the way of celebrity fame seen. You do it in a slightly different way. So do you just want to elaborate a little bit on what that is?
Thank you. Yeah. So, Seen by Design is truly helping you understand your unique blueprint, how you're designed, how you show up, how you communicate, what is your makeup, so that we work with you the natural way versus trying to make you fit in a particular box. And I do tap in with your angel. So when I say we, it really is like this incredible royal we, because we bring in your tools that make sense for you and your personality. I want it to feel as natural as possible so that you can release things that are blocking you. And it's like just releasing like you release with a sneeze. Why do we want to pile it all on? And we don't. So I like being able to really align it with, okay, let's take it to this layer and let's pull back another layer so that you see, well, this is what works better for me to be seen. And when we talk about being seen, it's not just I want to be seen to attract more clients. It's I want to be seen so that I can attract love. Or maybe you feel like I really want to attract more finances. I like my job. I just want to be able to attract more opportunities for more money. And so sometimes we need to dig a little bit deeper in your mindset. So it's really always very tuned into your personality. I feel like there are so many wonderful tools available to us, but let's make it so that it's all bespoke. It's what makes sense for you, for your bandwidth. If you're juggling everything and you have 10 minutes to give me, then it's the homework that you're going to have is going to align with this is what I can do. There aren't higher expectations. And I think then you become in a habit of attracting exactly what you desire. And then you're like, oh my gosh, this stuff works. And then
Um,
all of a sudden you get more and more and more. It's really wonderful seeing the outcome and seeing the shift even on day one. Just even on the discovery call, they're already walking away with information that's like, wow, this works. And for those that don't really feel that comfortable, that are still like really nervous, they're really not comfortable trusting their intuition, the Cosmic Decoder Club is just a fun space. And I wanted to set it up like a disco area because, when you're dancing, you're letting loose, you're having a good time. You might be having a cocktail, but you're moving along. And so you get these intuitive nudges or signs and symbols, and it's honoring it or recognizing it because logically, we really can block ourselves. We really can say, well, wait, was that really for me? Yes, it really was for you. And like you even admitted, it's easy to tune out that intuitive voice because you're thinking, wait, is that right? Especially when it's great for you. You know what I mean? When it's like, oh my God, yeah, this is exactly what you need. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
totally hear
Thank
it.
you.
So when you were
Yeah.
talking to me the other day about the visibility and being seen, there was something that really stood out. And it's not, it was, again, it wasn't about that celebrity fame, get you
Mhm.
seen everywhere all over the internet. It was really acknowledging you as the individual. And I think
Yeah.
when you are a strong, independent person, whether that be masculine or feminine, you're the one that always holds everything together. You're the one that always knits through, and you might be trying to keep the peace. You might be the solution person. You might be the one that wants to fix everything. You might be the one that wants to do all of that, especially as a mum, right? That's what us mums
Hmm.
do. I should say parents, really, because it's not just one gender here. But
Right.
what we also have is when someone comes along and they say, I'm not going to ask you if you're okay because I can see and feel that you're not, but I'm just going to let you know that I'm here. They're
Hmm.
the really special people in the world, I think. And I think that's the work that when you were talking to me the other day, that was more about what you were trying to get across as well. I'm going to
Yeah.
see you for who you are and what you're experiencing right now, not just what you're putting out there into the world. And Trish, that work is so fucking important. It's really, really is. So, for anyone that is feeling they're ready to get seen, as in vulnerably seen, but in an empowered way, where would they
Mhm.
come and find you?
I would love for them to DM me. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. So they can message me at trish@trishmckinley.com, email me, or just DM me at Trish McKinley on Instagram and on Facebook. And I'm two N's because I'm twice the fun. And I think sometimes we have a little bit of an issue with, we all have a story. We all have these stories that are buried deep. And for me, do we have time for me to share a story?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so there had been in seventh grade, I was going through a period, and we all have those. And I have my braces on. I had a Dorothy Hamill haircut, which was very short, very blunt. And anyway, I'm at Sunday school, and the teacher's son is sitting across from me. His name is Mark. And Mark looked at me and was just, kind of smiling and then kind of laughing at me. And he said, the older you get, the uglier you get. Not something you're prepared for at church, much less Sunday school, much less in front of his dad. And here, I'm thinking I'm in a safe space. And I will say I did hold on to that for a long time and for a long, 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 long time, even after this. But what's so funny is like 6 years later, I went back to the area and saw him at this basketball game. And he approached me and started talking to me and was flirting me up. And I'm laughing. And I said, "You don't know who I am. You don't remember me." And I think the point of the story is he went on with his life. It meant nothing to him, it meant everything to me. And who is that mark in your world? Who is that mark that is blocking you? And it doesn't have to be a mark. It could be a Margie. It could be something that you experience with a teacher. But there is a story. And if you can identify that one moment where that that switch flipped for you and you then felt undeserving, maybe you felt like you should dull your light, but sometimes we can't put our finger on it, and that's okay too. It's something where you can right now just grab a rose quartz, grab a citrine, grab a pyrite. If you don't feel like you're worthy of money, or if you feel like you're not worthy of love, maybe you're just feeling you're not worthy of self-love, and hold that piece of crystal in your hands, or even if you just have a piece of jewelry, and program that with your intention and say out loud, I am worthy to be seen. I am allowed and deserving to be seen, and it is safe for me to be seen. And you're programming that into the crystal, and then you're keeping that. And so every time you see it, that you're putting that out, that's magnetic, that is coming out for you. But then it's also important to give yourself permission to not be seen. If you feel like you need to recalibrate or recharge and to go into that space with your, fuzzy blanket and your cozy, cup of tea, or something that you need to really go into your soul in that healing mode. And then when you feel ready, you can grab that crystal again or put on bright panties, put on a bright color that no one else has to see. But then you're showing the universe, I'm ready to step back into that light. So by you really creating this is the yes and this is the no, you become back in charge. And it's a simple step that you can do immediately. You don't have to go out and buy a crystal. You've got something at home, you've got a necklace, you've got a ring, you've got something, that you could even use a paperclip. I don't care. But it's something that you are imbuing that energy that I'm ready and I'm ready to be seen. And you're giving yourself permission. And when you accept you're worthy of receiving that, you're worthy and deserving, your acceptance sets that powerful intention. And wow, watch out, world, because here you come. It's magical to see too.
Absolutely. Once you've taken off that veil, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no going back. And I can definitely say that from personal experience, being
Yeah.
someone that could barely say her name. I think it was 2019. I went to a networking event for the first time in a few years
Aw.
after hiding away. And I remember standing there, my legs shaking, my jaw like could barely get my words out, and my hands went clammy. And I was like, that's insane. Now I can take a mic and I can, I'll sing and dance to the stage, and I can't sing at all. But it's about that being able to
Yeah.
let go, just let go and trust in yourself. Um so Trish, thank you so much for sharing all that, and thank you for sharing that story because I'm sure lots of people will relate to that. So go and find
Thank you.
Trish, go and connect with her, go and get to know her. And then once you've done that, get yourself over to get those tickets and get in the room for the 9th of July.
Please.
The symposium is
Yeah.
filled with back-to-back speakers who are not going to be talking at you. They are going to be activating you for internal change for external results. And what's more is it's got an awards ceremony. And if you're really lucky and grab one of the final VIP tickets, you'll be able to come and spend the VIP day with us as well on the 10th. So go get your tickets, go follow Trish, get in the room, and we'll see you on the 9th of July.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you. Yay. Yay.